But it's true. It's Hi, Mom. How are you?
Pas justement aujourd'hui, mais tous les jours. Tous les jours. Et how do you say pink in French?
Le rouge. I wear that for you because I put and I put some I put everything.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, there's no more stuff left in the house. It's on her.
And not too close because all my wrinkles.
You're not the artist, they are.
Yes, I know.
We don't have to work.
Taking a picture of you, Mom. Yep.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Oh, why?
Hey, you feel good this month?
Hello, how are you? What a surprise! My goodness.
How are you, darling?
Good, how are you?
Nice
Nice
to
to
see
see
you.
you. Okay, wait a minute. I'm not coiffed or anything.
that's
I don't have all my makeup on.
Hello.
Where did you go? I came in this morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I didn't know you were here.
Hello. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
They got so big.
I know, they really shot up.
Oh my God.
Green or blue eyes? Or blue eyes. And this one is blue eyes too, but
What'd you get? Oh my goodness, what's that? Planes. Oh wow. That's cool. That's really nice. Willie, can we give Grandma a kiss? Give Grandma a kiss.
that's all that I get in sometimes.
Yeah, watch out. Grandma's gonna kiss you when you're not looking.
Just like this.
Can I see you? Can I see your DVD? Oh, that's pretty cool. You like planes, huh? I like planes too, especially when they take me places.
Look at us.
Planes, cool.
Can I take that? You give me that? No. No. It doesn't give anything. So, let me see what that is. That's a plane. Can I see it? Can you show it to me? No? Oh, you can show it to Grandma.
John, are my glasses still in the car?
Can you show it to me? That's a... Oh, I cannot even talk. That's a plane, or I think that's a car, that's a bus. It is doing his own things.
Yeah, he's really obsessed with that.
It is a bus. Oh, that's a plane?
Willie, look at the picture. Look at the camera. My last one.
Alexander Salomon.
No, that's very well groomed. They carry the skis and
From Gerlach.
That's it.
So you put the cream cheese under the whitefish, or?
Yeah, you eat it like lox with capers and,
Yeah.
but this is, should be a little more.
When are you gonna sing?
I think yeah.
Do you like bagels? Hey, do you like bagels? No? Hein? Oui, je sais casse de bagels. Bagels? Are we drink it naked? That's not one to listen. The Noah is better, but he's older, so we always ask him, Noah, there is a good picture, you have to smile, you are on candid camera. Huh? And Noah is a big boy, he's in school now. What I plan is doing, baby?
No.
No?
He's the same thing exactly.
Oh, yes, that's the same
Just
thing.
change it.
Yes, that's what I thought, And what they are telling you in the, what they are saying there, in that thing.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it, but we can, yes. That's not protected, you are right. I thought there was a plastic on top. Look where my finger is. Huh? Like we do with the baby. Did you meet your little cousin? Yes? You saw her on picture? Emily's baby. Did you see Emily's baby?
Halloween.
You ladies, yeah, sit down.
Everyone can surround me.
They had friends.
This is beautiful.
I think we can eat Should we look? Oh, that's the video. I mean, he was
Nice, thank you.
Hanukkah, hello everybody.
Hello.
Commences. Good. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to say hi, I'm Suzanne.
I'm B.
Hi, B, nice to meet you.
I'm the wicked mother-in-law.
The mother of our beloved
No,
mother.
the wicked mother-in-law.
No.
Right?
I have a sweater like that.
Later, you can take a picture, go down to my mother-in-law's apartment, and she has really pretty pictures hanging, like that are not staged. You'll like them, like people in their natural state. Yeah, because you know how I'm always wanting the glam shot? She has some like nice ones of everyone.
Take care of you. He takes good care of you. Go ahead. Yeah, do that.
What do you want, Will?
Sleep, my child, in peace eternity. All through the night,
We're like the best part of vacation.
guardian angels guard me Sunday. All through the night, softly drowsy owls are creeping, feeling velvet, slumber steeping. I my loving vigil keeping.
We just decided Marine Hill was good because the village is too expensive to live at, so that's where everyone wants to live.
While the moon watches game.
So we honed in on Marine Hill, and we saw a lot of like cookie cutter places. You know, they all look kind of the same. It's like
While the
the
weary
high-rise doorman cut out. This is kind of like that, but it's nice. It's got like nice cherry wood floors. It has crown molding, so like it just looks nicer than any of the other places we saw.
visions of
It's I think it's an older building that's been redone actually. It's 16 floors, so it's not like a. It's still like a dorm.
What floor are you on?
The 4th floor. But there's a landscape rooftop with chairs and tables and it's like lounge chairs that you can go
On the
on.
17th floor.
Yeah.
Does it have a doorman?
Yeah.
What, 34th you're on?
34th and 2nd Avenue, yeah.
Between 2nd and 3rd?
2nd and 3rd.
Okay.
It's a little far east.
I like
That's
it
where
back
the.
there. I know,
Yeah,
the
it's-
transportation is
that's-
good.
My name is Bea, or Beatrice Kaufman. I'm the mother of Mark Kaufman and Larry Kaufman.
Where does Larry live?
He lives in Arizona.
And where were you born, Bea?
I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, and what are your parents' names?
My mother's name was Fanny Schneiderman, and my father's name was Isidore Klein.
And where were they from?
Russia someplace, I don't know the exact area.
How did you get to New York?
I think my father had a job in New York, and he lifted himself. We left New Jersey and we came to New York.
What did your dad do?
He was in the millinery business. He stretched the hats into shape. The felt hats had to be stretched into shape. Never complained that he had to work with hot steam in order to manipulate the material of the hats. It
Did
was
you
good.
have brothers and sisters?
One sister?
And what was her name?
Her name was Julia.
Julia, was she older or younger?
Older, 6 years older. She's gone now.
Oh. So you moved to New York with your family, with your parents?
Yes, I was a baby, yes.
And where did you move to?
We moved to the Bronx.
Do you remember the street?
Yes, 1661 Topping Avenue. And my grandparents lived on Carter Avenue, which was a few blocks away. And we lived there maybe for 20, 25 years, Topping Avenue.
And did you go to shul when you were younger? Did you go to temple, to synagogue?
No, I went to a Yiddish school, which was not religious. It was purely cultural. We learned to read and write Yiddish. I read and write to this day in that language. And it was very revolutionary because if you didn't go for religion, then you were a communist. They used to call us communists, but we weren't. It was just a new concept of Judaism, to learn culturally, to learn the language, to read it, to speak it, without bringing God into it. It was called the Shalom Aleichem schools. Shalom Aleichem was a writer. It was named after him.
What year was this?
I guess in the late 30s. And I went there until I was 18, 19, and made my best friends there. I still read and write Yiddish to this day. Loved it, loved every minute of it.
Do you still have some friends that you can speak
Oh, those
Yiddish?
are my only friends that went to school with me, yes. And our teacher was our friend. She was very important in our lives. She was that type of a teacher. There are teachers like that, no matter what religion. And we remain friends to this day.
They're still alive.
Yes, one is still alive. Yeah. Me too.
Did Mark and Larry learn Yiddish?
No. They
So
had
it
they
stopped
had
with
the
you.
natural way of being brought up, going to Hebrew school.
Did your mother cook all of that good food?
Oh yeah, my mother
the
was
matzo
European.
balls
Yeah,
where did you have Seder?
my mother's house. 20, 30 people. The whole family came to my mother's house.
And that was,
She was the nucleus
yeah.
of the family.
How many sisters or brothers did
I had
she
one
have?
sister.
You had one sister. How many sisters did she have? Your mother.
Oh, my mother had 4 brothers and sisters.
And on your father's side?
My father had one sister. She was crippled. I don't know how she became crippled, but she was. The main thing was my mother's family.
Yeah.
They were it.
Were you close with your cousins?
Yes, to this day. Yes.
That
Jealous as a child. I was very jealous of them.
Why?
Because my mother's brother, the father of these children, had been married for 20 years and they never had children. His wife died. When he remarried, this woman had 2 children. This became the life of my mother. So I was very jealous as a child. Only as a child. It didn't remain in later in life. We were very good friends to this day.
How many of your cousins are still living?
1, 2. 2 of them.
And where do they live?
They live in the Bronx. And one lives in Cincinnati, one lives in the Bronx.
So who's older, Mark or Larry?
Mark,
What is the age difference?
6 years. 5 years, Mark, right?
5 years.
Yeah.
When did you know he was a genius?
I still don't know.
This is a Russian passport. Now
Yeah.
this says 1913.
Nice handwriting, whoever wrote
Very
this.
nice. Beautiful.
Very careful.
Yeah. I'm surprised that it's in such great condition.
Well, my father takes good care of everything. Mark here.
Mark. Oh, that's amazing.
I have some other stuff too.
Oh, wow.
That's my great-grandfather.
beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like
This
an
is your.
olive branch.
This is who?
My sister, I'm the younger one.
Onward dove.
I'm the little girl.
Dance me to the end of love. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Oh, let me see your beauty when the witnesses are gone. Let me feel you moving like they do in Babylon. Show me slowly what I only know the limits are. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Hey! Oh, dance me to the wedding now. Dance me on and on. Dance me very tenderly and dance me very long. You know we're both of us beneath our love. Yeah, we're both of us above. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Yeah, dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the children who are asking to be born. Dance me through the curtains that our kisses have worn. Raise a tent of shelter, know that every thread is torn. Oh, dance me to the end of love. That's good. Oh, dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely. Touch me with your naked hand, or touch me with your glove. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Oh, dance me to the end of
I will do. So what do you have to say? You have to ask me questions because my generation and my grandchildren, especially generation, is totally different, you know. Even the education, we learn how to write, to read, to learn by heart, to be good. You know, all along we were proud to have good grade. We were proud with the religion, the Catholic religion too. You know, everything was organized. You know, so when I was going to confession and I was 7, 8, 9, 10, my first communion and my confirmation, all that, I was just listening to everything I was told to do, and I tried to do it right. And if we did not do something well, the way we have been taught, we felt guilty because that was not in the rules, you know. So you see, life cannot be. We had compassion one for the other. Compassion. We had time for somebody we love, but that was not perfect. There were other imperfections that I don't even want to talk about. That was totally different. We have been raised. At this stage, I am one of the very fortunate persons because I have tried to tell my children they've been raised in this country, so they are more American than French. Rita and Gilles have a little bit of the French who stay, and Rita is teaching French, and she has known her grandmother, my mother. She's the only one who I know my mother. Who knew my mother well, and she was very attached to my mother. So the other one did not have the benefit of having grandparents, you know, on one side or the other one. But I think Ernst and myself, we have given them everything that we knew, you know. And
you grew up in France.
Yes.
What was the name of the town where you were born?
Oh, I'm born in a little town by the name of Les Prados, which is in the mountain of, in the Massif Central, where there is a lot of mountain and craters, you know, wood, you know. In France, you very rarely left your. You know, first the houses are built in with those stones or that, and they stay for centuries. So one day or the other, the children come back home for the vacation, you know, even with when the parents are deceased for so long, you know, you still keep the ancestral home. And when you come back on vacation, you take back your children. You know, the one who have it, the one who live in big cities, it's different. You know that. Yeah. I'm talking about the rural life. The little village where I come from has been totally transformed now, because when I go back there, what I see, a little village with restored houses, flowers everywhere, the roads well maintained, there is no more cows, chicken, and that's over. Only the vacations, so many of those houses have everything closed, you know, the shutter, you know, everything is shut off because the kids come on vacation only, and the grandchildren, and that's all, you know. Life is very. There is simple rule in life, and I think if you keep them, we came to this country, my husband always wanted to have the experience American because he had family well off in this country he immigrated from Germany when he was a little boy, and he had a very hard life in France because he was 17, 18 when the Nazis were really looking for the Jew. And for he and his family, that was even more difficult because he was German. And the Germans were looking for spies, were living in France, and Jews, so they were in constant, they were in danger. Every Jew was in danger, but for them that was double-edged because of being German. And so life, when we decided to get married, we were just happy to be alive. And I don't know, life developed, there was no plans.
Did you get married in France?
Yes, I get married in France. First, I met my husband. I was 17 years old. I was working in the city of Clermont-Ferrand, which is a big city of 300,000 people, and approximately 100 miles from my village. So I was living in a convent because at the time, young girls were not having a room in the city. And, it's so many things, but we help each other. My aunt told me, who was living in the city, you are not going to stay here. I was a little bit... there was a war. Everything was complicated, and I knew that I want to do something, and I want to get out of my environment because my parents were not agricultors, were not at all in peasants, with cows, with all that. So we were a little bit different. From the people of the village, I think it's. Do you think that makes sense what I said? Because I just talk. So what was the question you give me?
What year were you born, Charlene?
In 1924.
So when the war broke out in France, you were 17 years old.
Yes. And I met my husband.
When did you come to America?
Oh, we came in America. I'm just going to tell you. First, yes, I was 17 years old, but, the Germans did not care about me, but we were raised with the idea the Germans were the bad people because of the war of 1418. My great-grandmother, which I love and spent so much time with her, had a big picture of her son who was killed during the war 1418. And that picture was very, very powerful to me, knowing that uncle was killed in the war. And when you were so young, I don't know how old I was, 5, 6, 7 years old, that you see that picture, Germany represent everything bad, that's, so that was the story. And I'm sorry.
So you were, when did you marry your husband?
So that's what I want to say. So finally, the company from Paris, France was sliced in two. The Germans occupied the north of France to the center, and we were part of the second half of France was not occupied at that time. My husband was living in my town because the French government took the German Jews and they were assigned to a city where they had to stay, to live, and put their name, in the borough, or, and they were free, but under the French system, and they were German. They were German, apatride. Their nationality had been taken. They were a number in the world who had to live in that town. So my husband was there with his brother and his parents. The parents were already a certain age, did not speak fluently French, they had to be very careful going out, show themselves.
And this was the Einstein family?
The Einstein family, yes.
And your husband's name was, what was his first name?
Ernst. Ernst
Einstein. Was there any relation to Albert?
My father-in-law say yes, but I don't have the paper, they originally the family were to the same neighborhood, and my father-in-law said and swear it was a little bit fantasy. I don't know if it's the truth or not. We don't have and we never tried to know, but it is possible, And so I met my husband had to interrupt his study because he could not go to the French lycée any longer, so at that time they had to, Jewish organization took care of those young people and the old too, And they decided, my husband had a twin brother, and they were absolutely identical twin and very good friends, and they stayed almost all the time together. But they had to leave so the authority, people who had good heart and were seeing what was going on with the German, because we knew the Germans were going to occupy all France, so we'll be with the will be part of nous and the German. They had false paper, and they were assigned to go to this place, to another, depends how it was. They were 17, 18 at the time. But I had met him just like kids. I have a picture of where I met him in une place, how you call that, piazza?
Square.
No, square, yes, where after school or work, people were getting together. And, at that time we were very shy, but very proper, I was reading, Goethe, and I had my book under my arm. And immediately he said, "Oh, you read..." I met him like this, and we say hello, and, "Oh, you read Goethe?" He said, "I did my study at the Lycée Goethe." And I thought I was with a girlfriend, we were giving. And I said, "Oh, really?" I was immediately taken by him, because I could imagine, I had not traveled or anything. I thought, who is that guy? He's so handsome, and he's different. Who is he? And so every night I said to my girlfriend, "We are going to make the detour, to see." And sometimes he was here, sometimes he was not, because when it was dangerous, he could not go out, you know. You know, they were always told, there were always somebody who said, don't stay there tonight because the German will be there, you know. Don't sleep in your apartment, tonight it's dangerous, you know. And they follow all those instructions. And finally, you know, when they had their first paper, they left the area. But I had already known my husband, and we stay in touch. And his parents, you know, they were speaking French, they were speaking English, you know, badly, with a big accent. And the German accent is not well regarded, you know. You could see German, you could hear the German accent immediately. So those poor people.
The big room.
Pardon?
If everyone wants to come to the big room.
Okay, we'll be there in a minute.
And that's an amazing tool.
And but my story, you know.
We will continue this. We will continue.
Fantastic person, you know, fantastic person, very intelligent, you know, very resilient, very understanding, and handsome. He was handsome, you know, wonderful guy.
We will continue
Okay.
this story.
Sleep, my child, and be certain thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and werden, slumber steeping. I my loving vigil keeping all through the night. While the moon